G'day, stuff and such folks. We're back out here. We picked up a little project saw off a fella. So this chainsaw is a Husqvarna 266. Unless something's been changed, which I know something has been. So this saw I picked up used, obviously, and basically sight unseen. $100 for it. And I just kind of wanted to document sort of my process of how I go about checking them out and diagnosing any problems. So this thing could be completely destroyed, or it could be a perfectly stolen saw off someone. Who knows? You never really know what you're getting. So right off the hop, when I look at it, bring you up close here, you'll notice this red corner right here and this orange corner. What that tells me is someone's rebuilt this saw at some point. That orange or that red is actually the half of the crankcase. That red is a Johnson red. So the Johnson red, what is it, 625, 630, and 670 are the same basically as the Husqvarna 61, 266, kind of 268 and 272. The 268 and the 266, getting my numbers all wound up here. So the 266 is the older version. The 268 is the newer version of the 266. There's a few different versions. There's a few different things that are different. If you are just looking at a saw visually through a picture and you're not sure, because they can switch the covers. Like the covers, they say 266, but it might actually say 272. They all fit, but what can happen is, so then you don't know what the saw is. I'm all kind of jumbled up with my words here, but so basically, if you can get a side picture, so let's get up here where you can sort of see. So this bolt for the top cover on the new version, right there, is set further back, so it's behind this screw on the bottom, as well as this one is set further back as well. Just something you can, once you get a bit of a trained eye, you can see. So the very first thing I usually test, don't know if the brake works, it's bent or something weird. But anyways, first thing I usually test is if it'll even start. That's the big thing. If I can get it started or to kick, I can kind of tell a few things. So we'll give her, I don't know, 12 pulls and go from there. I want my saws to start within 6. So now it just died. It died like it ran out of fuel. So we'll see if we can start it again with the choke. If you could pick that up, it leaned out for a reason there. Not quite sure yet why. ran out of fuel. Alright, we'll go get some fuel and be back in a second. So we give it some fuel, we'll see if she'll start. So if that picked up okay, the idle or the RPMs are high and lean. And so what I did there is I rolled it onto its side and then opened the gas tank. And if it was getting a lean mixture because of a fuel tank vent plug, the RPMs would have dropped. But it was steady, so that means it's not a high idle or a lean mixture based on fuel tank vent. So we'll start it back up and give it a little tune, see what happens. So that's a tricky one, actually. Runs quite well. I wonder. So it runs quite well and then it doesn't. That's often a symptom of a cracked fuel line. a sticking needle, I guess, if it's really gummed up. So first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and pull the top cover off. So what's kind of happening is that it'll take a tune quite well, and then something will drastically change. And the key word is drastically. If it is gradual or predictable, then you can, that rules out a couple things. So gradual would be a fuel vent slowly getting vacuum and making it harder to pull fuel. If it's predictable, like you roll it on its sides, then that would indicate seals. But as for it all of a sudden just changing like that and spiking, that leads me to believe fuel. Now this is gross. Alright. So I've not quite seen something like this in a while. Okay. Changing my predictions a little bit. The fuel, or the spark plug, is loose. So, might as well take a peek at that. Nice burn. The air filter here is all covered in I don't know what it's covered in. It's like covered in oil. It's not from blowback from the spark plug, because this cover has a baffle in it, so it can't actually blow at it. Interesting. Piston looks okay. Threads look okay. That's quite weird. Why someone wouldn't tighten a spark plug. A lot of mysteries involved with this saw. Brand new spark plug. The crush washer was never even crushed on it. You can see this. It's covered in bar oil. It's really strange. Unless it was just left upside down or something that enabled the bar to leak in this area. Very strange. The fuel line does not feel overly healthy. It's probably worth a change. The on-off switch is weird. That's good. I was worried the one cover was stripped, but it seems like it's fine. Alright, so I need a choke cable, or choke lever. I don't know if I want to change the kill switch or not. Looks stupid, but it actually feels quite solid. Man, it's filthy. So choke cable, I think I'm going to replace the fuel line. It only takes one tiny little hole to totally ruin your day, and so that's that. Okay, I'm going to grab some parts. Got a carb kit, fuel line, choke switch. Now I still mostly think it's probably a fuel line, but I'm never one to underestimate a mystery. Not sure why this choke cable was so hard to replace, but whatever. See that car or that air filter is just disgusting. Now it is still possible this thing requires a full-on teardown. I'm just checking a few things here, like sometimes these screws can be loose and then it's sucking air somewhere else. So now we gotta dump all of our nice fuel back out, then change that fuel line. Just so happens I have the perfect thing to throw some fuel in. Ideally, you'd have forceps or needle nose pliers to change these fuel lines, because it makes it a whole pile easier. I don't know if I really have much. I got these little Leathermans here, so you need to somehow get a hold of that fuel line that's up in there. I'm not entirely sure where my forceps are, so. Got some. Ideally, you try not to mark it up too much when you're removing it, so you can examine what's going on. So I stabbed it a few times up here. Hard to say, I cut it a few times, but whatever. Now fuel lines, they're fairly easy to put in. They're a little tricky, but if you know what you're doing and you got time, it's not too bad. So the rib side goes down. and then you'll want to lubricate this flange because you want to pull it up and it'll pop into place. So let's go get some lube on that. We got a little never sees, that might work. Just a little something to help it pop in place. And then you just take your time here and just fish it up. There's other ways you can put a string down and all that good stuff, but I think by the time you went and located a string, you'd have her done. Did I get her? I did. So now you just pull it till it pops in place. Come on, you. Ah. And that's why I say you need that lubrication on there. Tuck it down out of the way. And that's done. So we'll go ahead and clean up that air filter with a bit of brake clean. And throw some gas in. Give it a try and see how it behaves. Alright. well, so this video is probably getting a little long in the tooth, so I'm going to shut this one down. So we'll be carrying on with this one, but typically videos get over 15 minutes and people get kind of bored. So I'll have another part 2 to this. I'll keep working on this saw, and we'll see you on part 2. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later, and bye for now.